What it do, nigga? What it do? I'm just playing. I'm actually kind of happy. I'm not gonna say why. But anyways, I was playing with myself in the other room. I hear you for hours and hours, and there's 5 nuts in one time. Welcome to the Ray channel. Welcome to the Ray channel. Race up RAY RAY space SUPP. Anyways, I got this little introduction here. Let me rewind it, cause I got cut off of my rice. I was doing my rice, and then it interfered with the original video. So then I had to erase it, and now I'm making another one. But I'm gonna play this scene for you guys, cause I want you guys to kind of pay attention. Cause like I said, this will be just kind of like a small introduction to some of the teachings and learnings, like I said, like I've been learning in the knowledge and stuff like that, and then what they profess to you, what they're really telling you in movies compared to like real aspects to what's going on in the world and stuff like that, and what they're preaching, right? And I think, I'm not gonna say this is exactly what it is. Sorry, I was rewinding it. I don't know if this is really what it is, because like, okay, me and my cousin, we were talking about I think it was like Ezekiel 33, right? And he was breaking down the basis to it, to like, you know, the sinning and this and that and da 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 da. And I didn't hear back from him. I only got a certain amount of information that he shot me the recordings. I listened to it, and then I told him some things that I thought, and I haven't heard back from him. So anyways, long story short, I'll play this real quick. I don't know if you guys heard about it. Let me see if I can find the case real quick. So I don't know if you guys ever seen this movie. I'm sure some people have, if you're like into Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's cute and sexy and this and that, right? So like, this is the Rum Diary, right? And this was originally made in 2011, but the concept of what they got going on in the movie, that it's based on a true story, okay? That it's a real editor, writer, or like a novelist guy, right? And he's working for this paper company, right? Anyways, long story short, this happened in the 1960s, right, in Puerto Rico. Now, I'm going to play this part. Nobody's really going to get it right off the bat, but Johnny Depp's trying to write a story. There's this guy that came in, and they're moonshining some shit, right? And he's talking about 147% proof of alcohol, and he's like, there's no such thing as that shit. And he's like looking at him, but he's like a crazy drunk, right? He's looking at him like, yeah, right. Like, I'll show you that shit, right? Johnny Depp's about to light a cigarette, but he's actually renting a room from a partner, so there's 3 of them there, right? Anyways, the dude's like, hey, no smoking in the extraction area. And he's like, yeah, are you fucking kidding me? So he's about to light the cigarette. The fool fucking takes a swig of whatever, and he blows, he gets a lighter, and he blows the drink out his mouth, and it fucking flame goes like, and the guy's like, whoa, you know? So he was telling him like, hey, I ain't fucking playing. You know what I mean? Like, because it was that much. Anyways, I'm going to play a scene where he's talking about him, he's a writer, right? And then it's going to go into where he's talking with his boss, when he goes, because it's from one scene to another, and when he starts talking to his boss that he's writing for, right? And this is when they start explaining some shit, so pay attention to that part when they're talking in the office. Right now, it's just going to show one small scene, and it's going to go into the office. And when you're really listening to it, I'll peep some shit to you, what I think personally that it's saying, okay? But pay attention to this part though too, because it says something about Jesus, and you have to really kind of like soak it up a little bit, right? So I'm just gonna play it real quick, if I'm getting it right. So I want to make sure I got it in view. I'm gonna turn it up. My puppy's asleep. She needs to sleep. Pump it up real quick, because it takes a while to get a little loud. And here we go.
On your way, Wolfberg. Hey, we're expecting guests.
Why you said he was writing a book?
Said I was writing an essay, and it requires some shutmouth.
Don't waste your time on those junkyard losers. This country was built on genocide and slavery. We killed all the black guys that were here, and then we shipped in new black guys of our own. And then we brought in Jesus like a bar of soap.
Let's go.
You know it. I am the religious correspondent. Fuck off with your Jesus beliefs. If the Bible's God's book, why didn't he give it to everyone?
We give more money to parking meters than we do to kids to eat.
Don't read me like that. I've done the research. 12,000-ton rust bucket went down in the bay full of hydrochloric acid. Killed off everything in the sea. Killed off the fishermen. Their kids were picking garbage.
All right, don't get angry. It's hot outside. You want scotch?
Yeah.
Well, 10 years ago, five years ago, I might have said go after it. Now I say go with it. Nothing you can change. Sometimes you just gotta spew over the side and keep rowing.
Into a nut brown sunset.
It's a land of multiple outrage. Thousands trodden on before you wake up for breakfast. As the news, as a commercial reality. And providing it isn't their sunset, nobody gives 1/5 of a fuck.
You underestimate your readers.
I don't think so.
You underestimate me. You told me to make it work. That's what I want to do. Wind down this lasagna crap and make a newspaper.
Let me tell you some home truth. This paper's been on its knees to a bank since the day it opened. And like most every other newspaper on earth, it's financed by its advertising. And without advertising, not only is there no lasagna, there's no paper to put it in. So thus, there are one or two things that we don't write about.
In other words, nothing at all.
In one other word, discretion. You're not a foreign correspondent in some far-flung foreign land. This is America.
This is Puerto Rico.
This is America. You think some plumber from Normal, Illinois saves up for 25 years to come here on a cruise ship to read about bad times on the sugar plantation? He don't give a fuck. The average guy don't rock the boat because he wants to climb aboard it. And our readership is vividly average. They don't care who the losers are. They want to know who won. Who won the bowls? Who won the races? Who won the pot at the slot machines? Look at me, Ken. You're not sleeping, you're wide awake. This is the American dream.
So many hotels, you can't see the sea.
You can see the sea by checking into the hotels.
Pay to see the sea.
What's the matter with that? You're paying to be in the dream. There's a thin veneer, Kemp, between the dream and the reality. You wake them up and the people might start asking for their money back.
You're the boss.
Not quite. The editorial policy of this newspaper is owned by the dream.
So see, basically, you guys heard it all correctly, right? So you know how I'll put it in a quick, simple sum up, right? They're talking about the dream, the American dream. Well, when he was sitting there, he was actually spitting some real fucking game to him when he told him, "Look, Kent, you're not asleep, you're fucking wide awake," because he knows that it's all a fucking lie, right? But he's telling him that's just what it is. You know what I mean? There's no way to stop it. Like, it's the future pretense of what's going on nowadays, right? Like, how they run shit. Like, it is, right? The American dream, right? It's a dream. It's an illusion. Like I said, you're going to pay... They have you working your ass off doing all this shit. Some people are successful, some people aren't, right? But they pay a ridiculous amount of money for relaxation. You know, you want to see the sea, like he said... You got to go into the hotel. He's like, oh, well, you're paying for the fucking dream? And he's like, well, why not? Right? But he's not saying that it's cool. He's saying that that's the insight of how they look at it. The money makers, the evil fucking people, you know, the people that run everything, that tell you how to be a slave. And you know what's funny? That shit's fucking so true, because when I was working over here at the bar, there was this dude. It was a black dude, right? And I told him, I like to ask people's different professions, right? Like, people like conversation at the bar, and I was that type of bartender, and I got a lot of info, right? So I told him, what do you do for a living? You know, because we were talking a little bit, and he's like, oh, I'm a brochure pusher, right? And I was like, what the fuck is that? So this fool advertises and brochures like, oh, you guys want to vacay? Like let's say a white couple, they'll pay 30 grand. 30 fucking grand to have a 2-week vacation. And I was like, what? Like, he would tell me some ridiculous shit, sometimes 50 grand. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, and he was sitting there playing, right? And he knew he was feeding me some crazy shit. And I was telling him, these fools really fucking pay for, like, their own fun? Like, they pay for their own, like, well, you know, like, their own Welshishness? Like, you know, like, and he was like, I told him, how ridiculous is it? Like, is it really, like, does it blow your mind like that? Is it really that ridiculous like that? And he's like, oh yeah, man. Like, cause I was like, you make good money? And he's just like, he makes money. He makes bomb fucking money off you taking a vacation. But you're paying up the yin yang. I can't even afford that. None of us can afford that shit. I'm like, wow, that's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? That's fucking insane, dude. I personally think that's the craziest shit I've ever heard. Imagine paying $30,000, you and your white wife, for some fucking hotel shit, you know, to look at some lavish stuff, to take pictures like, oh, look at us in the background in the Bahamas and this and that. You know what? There's people that live out there and they can take pictures all day. They probably don't even take pictures. They probably don't even know what a fucking cell phone is if they live out there. Like, you know, like people that live in Hawaii and shit. Like, they're living on that shit for free. And you're paying $30,000, $50,000. I don't know, man. That's just crazy to me, right? So, like, that's where like I'm saying, America is a dream. It's an illusion, right? They make you think all these things towards certain particular things. You know what I mean? Like you think like, oh, you know what? Like, okay, like if you were let's say that you were trying to rap, right? You became a rapper, and all of a sudden, like, you made a little bit of money, right? You're like, oh, I made 100,000, whoop-de-whoop. And then you start buying these chains and these coats and these jeans and all that. And then before you know it, right, you're going to certain places like where you start getting high up in, right? Where they're like, hey, let's go over here. They got this fancy place, you know, you can get a Rolex, whoop-de-whoop, right? And it's your first time because they're gonna peep to you like, hey, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, man. He's like, you gotta get with the program. Like, you for your first watch, you gotta buy a $30,000 watch. One time, you gotta buy it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the game. And they're like, oh, okay. And they're looking, and they're like, I bought a $30,000 watch, right? Like, it means something, right? Like, I've seen all kinds of weird, stupid shit like that. Hold on, I'm gonna take a piss. But that shit's just crazy to me, dude. Like, there's so many things that I don't think people fucking get. Like, when it comes to money, programming, slavery, like real slaves, like real slavery, like we're in the slavery shit. I don't care how you look at it. Like, if you go to work, right, you go to work and you're trying to get your mind off of work. But when you're at home, you're thinking about work. You know you gotta go to work the next day, right? Or let's say you even take a day off. Some people will feel guilty for taking that day off if you're a real worker, right? That's the conditioning of it. You know what I mean? Like, for me, like, I'm already being conditioned onto these videos. Like, the promoting, the you know, the motivation, the working out. But see, like, that stuff I actually like doing. You know what I mean? I don't like working while I'm at home in my mind. I don't like working in my mind while I'm at home and thinking about work. If I'm going to go to work, I'm going to go to work because I need to work and make that money. You know what I mean? Some jobs I don't like, some jobs I did like. It really does depend. You know what I mean? Like I said, everything's a trip. You know, like, even like when I made the other video earlier, I don't know if anybody's seen it yet or whatever, but like when I was talking about the deodorants that they came out with, the lotion, compared to what you feed your body, and you won't even need any of that. You know what I mean? Like, they know all these things, you know what I'm saying? Like, even this too, I guarantee you I could figure something out with that. Western, right? The company, how much they make, who came up with that product, how it gets pushed out every day, and, you know, like my mom and them, when they were younger, they had one of those wooden sit outs, right? Like a out bathroom or whatever, right? Like, just sit there, and it would go in the dirt. You know what I mean? Like everything's different. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, like there's just so many different types of things I don't think people think about. Like I don't know. I'm just all with the old school stuff. You know what I mean? Like I still have some of this watermelon juice, yeah, with the cucumber in it. And anyways, all I'm trying to say is that like if you really pay attention, like I just showed you right there in the movie, right? They're pretty much telling you how America works, how it's built. You know, how they make money off you, how they make you play into the system that's not even real. You make it real by fucking giving into it, paying for it, playing into it. You know what I mean? Like you're giving it power. It's an illusion. It's a fucking illusion. Like I said, you know, it's a big time illusion. But you're not looking at it. You're not gonna look at it like that because you're all about it. You know what I mean? You're doing it. Like you've been conditioned to do all that shit. Oh man, that shit's so good. That's just one small part of a movie that I caught, right? There's other things. There's other movies that I know that I can show you that talk about things, right? That really, really tell you about some crazy shit. But you know, it just, I'm not going to put all these movies on, you know what I mean? But that's just one thing I wanted to add in there to show you guys, like, okay, well, look, like, I had seen it, and I was like, oh, that's a good little video I could throw up on there. Dang, it's already been 16 minutes? No way. But, but you can kind of grasp the concept a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, it's just everywhere, like I said, like how they franchise things, like McDonald's, like wherever it started from, like, look at the way it blew up now, like, it's everywhere. Some are different, because like the one I heard about where it's down that way, that one's actually bought off somebody, and he franchised it in his own way, right? So there is McDonald's that branch off from different things, but I mean, it's just crazy, like how these industries make endless amounts of money, and it's not even questioned. You know what I mean? Like a lot of that food, it makes us sick. Yeah, it tastes good, it's good, you know what I mean? Like, but over a course of time, it'll kill you. It'll make you sick. And then when you get sick, they send you to the doctor. And then when you go to the doctor, they even make you more sick. You know what I mean? That's why, like, I feel like certain things in this world, you have, like, rich, evil people that don't give a fuck, people that's going to play you. But then you got other people that actually got into the system somehow, and they show you a way. Like, hey, look, you know, we're a ghetto. Like they're kind of like their own, they're kind of like slaves like us, but they have their own like little unity thing where they're like okay, like for instance, like Family Dollar, the 99-cent store, right? They're like, hey, come here, like, and they'll give you the material stuff that you need that costs less than if you go to Walmart or Smart and Final or Big Five or whatever, you know what I mean? So some of those things, I feel like they're like little hood things, you know what I mean? Because they help you in a better way to live a little bit, you know what I mean? But some of those things went down, like the 99-cent store, that's no more. That they closed down over here or whatever, you know what I mean? The mall's gonna be closing down soon. I wouldn't be surprised if they did another shutdown. I don't know if anybody heard about the new shit. Like Trump had said something about freezing everybody's Medicare and EBTs and stuff like that, right? That's gonna set off a little panic, right? I think that's a little test run. They're running a little fucking test, and then eventually they're like, okay, now we're gonna do the fucking. I don't know if anybody's heard about that. There's two things, right? They're gonna do a massive shutdown, kind of like the COVID thing. Boom, that's gonna go out. But before that does, I believe that at some point in time, because people keep saying it, and especially if he already froze some shit, he froze it. Like, what else could he do, right? So more than likely, there's gonna be like a cyber hack or whatever, and everyone's fucking accounts are gonna get wiped out. That's gonna cause a panic, you know, because people, like even the shit that I've been going through, like I'm disconnecting off of a little bit. Like I didn't need to go to the store. I know I didn't need to, but there's some things I did kind of need. So I'm like, okay, well that will cover us for like another week, right? But I could feel that aspect, but my mental state is real strong. So like like people that have food in their house already, but their assets go away or their money source or something happens, they're gonna panic and be like, oh no, because the world teaches you to get more shit. You know what I mean? You don't know how to do without less stuff. You're so used and conditioned to stuff. Now you're gonna feel like when you lose that, it's gonna cause panic, right? And they know that conditioning. Like it goes way back to, like, if you think about it, like the O.J. Simpson case, right? When that shit was going on, a lot of people in Compton and you know, like the blacks in LA and shit, they were like, oh, you know, and then when he got free, they were like, ah, right? Because he beat a case, you know what I mean? But you gotta think about it, like, those are all test runs, right? There was riots and shit, people got angry, right? Those are all test runs. Years later, 20, 30 years later, right? The Black Lives Matter shit, right? When that happened during the COVID thing, the COVID 2 was a fucking test run. When that hit, everybody panicked, and to this day, I still don't know why. Everybody was running towards toilet paper. Why did they give a fuck so much about the toilet paper? You know what I mean? And then they were trying to get a lot of bullets, guns, and toilet paper. What about the food and shit? You know what I mean? Like, it was just fucking stupid. A vast variety of panic, right? But then they were making money off them motherfuckers doing that shit. They made they were probably like sitting there studying, what are they gonna get when they fucking go into a panic, right? Because the COVID, they're like, oh, get what you need, supplies, and all they did was buy a bunch of fucking toilet paper. So these fools are probably sitting back like, look at these stupid fucking humans, you know? Oh, they bought a lot of cake. Oh, they bought a lot of cake. Okay, we're gonna percentage that off. Man, the toilet paper was fucking sold out. Like, Top Ramen was fucking gone, right? So they know how fucking ghetto and dumb you are, and they're fucking studying you. And then right, then the Black Lives Matter thing happened down the line, and then nobody was talking about the COVID, and they were fucking pick sticks and everything, and fucking protesting. And then after that, it was the LGBTQ, right? The flags, the gay shit, this and that. You know what? It wasn't even like that fucking 20, 30 years ago. Like I knew a lot of gay people. My sister had gay parties. You know what I mean? We didn't give a fuck. Like, there was never no judgment on that. We were like, hey, what's up, this and that, you know? Or sometimes if I was talking to, like, let's say a girl, right? And she probably thought I was trying to get at her. She's like, oh, I'm gay. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, you still want to talk, fool? Like, I was enjoying the conversation, nigga. You know, you want to drink? Like, like I said, my sister would throw parties. You know what I mean? Like, big-ass fucking parties, dude. We would all be drinking, getting fucked up. There was a time I was so fucking faded, and I was standing in the garage, and everybody was like, woo, yeah. I happened to look over, and I was smoking a cigarette, and I was pretty wasted, right? I look over, and I was like, am I looking at this right? Like, two people were macking, but I couldn't see who they were, because they had all this hair and shit. And it was two fucking guys, right? They were like, and I was like, this is my cigarette, and I was like, man, I'm fucked up. I gotta go in the house, you know? Put it out, went in the house. I thought I was tripping, but I was like, oh yeah, I forgot it's a gay party. You know, but see, that's what I'm saying. Back then, it wasn't even, nobody gave a fuck. Nobody gave a fuck about that. You know what I mean? Like, there was no judgment on there. But then years later, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, you know, you're not accepting me. This and that. They started all this stupid shit. Like I said, people been being conditioned from way before all the way up till now. Now it creates all this animosity and chaos and this and that. And then, like, really think about it, right? If you, some of you never read the Bible, okay? But these times, the shit's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. It just hasn't happened yet. But in these days, they're professed to be called the Noah's days. What is the Noah's days? The Noah's days in the Bible has to go way back before the flood, right? So the Noah's days was some crazy shit that cracked off, that's about to crack off with this shit. And after that, like, because the it was pretty much like iniquity, like a lot of bad shit. Like, evil grew so much in the world to where God was like, man, I'm sick of man. Like, he was upset that he even created man. And he's like, all right, I'm going to flood the fucking earth. But he told Noah, that was still pure at heart, and his family, y'all get together and fix this and do that, and blah, 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 make a boat, because I'm going to fucking flood this shit. I'm going to kill everybody off, right? But then God made a promise later, because after he did that, he was like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. right? So obviously God makes mistakes, right? I don't think he does it intentionally, but as a creator, you can't sit there and judge because he knows way fucking more than you. You know what I mean? He made all this shit. I'm not gonna judge him. You know what I mean? Sometimes I talk shit. Sometimes I pray, or I have my frustrations as a man. He knows that, and I don't think he holds me accountable like that. I think honestly he understands his son, and he's like, okay, look, just give it some time, relax. I got it. You know what I mean? And that must be a lot of pressure. Like a lot of us are like, and this fool's like, y'all gotta calm down. You know what I mean? He's probably like, he probably wants to smoke a cigarette, but he can't. He's fucking stressed out. And you gotta think about it. If he created us and we're funny, we're sexual beings, we're this, we're that, this. He created all that, so he knows what we are. He has a sense of humor. He thinks things are funny. If you read some of the scriptures, even my cousin found a part in there where he was laughing when he was reading me something, and I was like, oh, it's so funny. He's like, no, if you really pay attention, he's like, because Jesus was saying, well, don't be like this towards the people that are serving you or under you. If you are wealthy and they're serving you as your worker, don't look down on them. Be respectful. And then he's like, and then I'm gonna turn to you and tell you, just because they're serving you, right? Don't be, or whatever, right? Something like that. So it was kind of like Jesus was saying one thing over here, and then he turned around and he was like telling him the same shit. You know what I mean? Like, well, I don't know, something like that, right? And my cousin was like laughing, and I was like, well, what's so fucking funny? He's like, because fool, he's like, if you really think about it, he's like, there's humor there. He's like, Jesus was fucking funny. Like he was being serious, but he was joking. You know what I mean? Like he was making a joke of it, but he was being serious though, right? And I was like, oh, but I kind of always had a feeling about that. Like he has to have humor. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember when I was reading the Bible, like real deep with it, I was getting with it. I heard him, right? And he was clowning, like he was talking shit, And I was laughing so fucking hard. That was like the first time I ever had like a full-on relationship, like with God like that. Like, cause that was the first time ever in my life I was reading the Bible like that. Like I was getting sick with it. Like even my cousin was like, damn dude, like you're getting so good. You're making me want to go back into it and relook at things, And then he even told his wife, like, my cousin's really really getting deep with that. He's growing in knowledge. He's like, and then he left me a message. He's like, I just wanted to tell you, bro, I'm proud of you. You're doing real good. He's like, and I condone you, like, or something like that. I don't know I think that was the term word. I'm not sure, but it's kind of like giving all over in respect. Like, hey, you got it. You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, I heard like a lot of humor. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna repeat what he said. I'm not gonna repeat what he says because that was between me and my father. I'm not gonna say it, but it was fucking funny though. I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my god, like you need to stop with that shit, right? So that was the first time I ever felt that. I don't know if that's like pertaining like to a Holy Spirit or what. I don't know. You guys want some chicken? Have some chicken. I did that on purpose. If my sister's watching this video. You're hating the chicken. Fool, get over it. They're all dead. Like, we just have to live with it until Jesus comes down and stops it all. And then there's no more hurting the animals. I'm not killing them. I'm not hurting them. Like I said, it's for my puppy. Life's fucked up, dude. Just accept it. Life's fucked up. It's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I might get shot one day and they're trying to eat me, and I'm like, no. Oh, fucking Petra. Anyways, I'm just joking. You gotta take the good with the bad sometimes, right? And like I said, I'm happy. I'm happy for a reason, and the person that knows why I'm happy, you know why I'm happy. Anyways, so that was very entertaining, right? But like I said, that's a lot of truth there. There's a lot of things that go into shit, and I'm just spitting out more knowledge as towards like what I was saying with the whole, I don't know, now I'm losing my train of thought just because I was laughing and making jokes. But like with the personal stuff with the Bible and just the research and, you know, just everything in general. Oh, okay, well, to the Noah's days, right? That's what I was getting at. So from the beginning and the flood and all that stuff like that, right? The promise that he made was the rainbow, right? Like, anytime you see a rainbow, that's God's promise saying, I won't ever flood the earth like that and just kill off mankind. So this new one that's coming through, because I even asked my cousin, I was like, well, what is this new age one? Like, we're coming into a new world and things are going to happen, right? It's been prophesied through the Bible, which is the Revelations. And we already hit 18. When Kamala Harris was all up there and all that shit, it's sexual perversion. We already hit the 18. Now we're facing 19 and 20. That's the last. That's the last shit. That's like the fucking get down, dirty, fucking crazy war shit. And then the judgment. That once that 20 hits, it's over. Ain't no stopping it. Ain't no controlling it. I don't give a fuck how smart you are. You ain't stopping none of that. That's God and his angels in heaven, and boom, that's it. Y'all better run. Y'all run. Y'all all the niggas that are in the wrong right now. You guys can't hide. All them demons are coming. All them devils are. They're gonna come and they're gonna take you because they got permission, right? And I was thinking about this shit earlier because my homie Raul was like, God was telling the devil that he had gave him 10% of free will. What's 10% of that free will, right? I started to really think about that, like, because if he had 100% free will, how much more powerful and dangerous would that be if he was up there in heaven, right? Because it's not a man, it's a big spirit, it's a big angel at one point, right? Now it's evil, right? How big is that thing? You know what I mean? You guys ever watch End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger when fucking that thing went and then it dove into that fool? That's probably what it looked like. You know what I mean? Like, he might seem big to you, but he ain't big like God. He ain't big like God. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is that if he gave him 10%, that's where those illusions come in. Like, right? Like all that strong shit, like when you're on pills or drinking and you're starting to see stuff left and right, like all that crazy shit, right? Because they're using the power of the mind to give you that illusion. That's only 10%. Right? Like, if you think about it, if that's really even true, that's only 10%. Imagine if it was at 100% capacity. Ugh, that energy would probably just dissipate you from how negative it is. You know what I mean? But that's why there's an order of protection that God puts over his people. You know what I mean? I'm not even so sure exactly what, but I heard that it's nothing. From the Shahan Lee master, he's like, fear and all that other shit, he's like, it's nothing. And if you think about it, it probably isn't. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there is a spiritual force. There is some strong forces. But it's nothing because it's the mind, right? Because they're not in physical form. So, in reality, they're using and mimicking shit in your mind and making it real. When in reality, it's not real. It's not real. It's your mind that makes it think it's real. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like dreaming. And when you're dreaming, you see these things or you're touching something, but it's not really there, right? But it's kind of almost the same concept like in The Matrix when Morpheus was like, when he took him to the program, and then Neo was like, right now we're in a computer program, and he's like, is it really so hard to believe? He's like, the plugs in your arm are gone, even your hair is back. He's like, your clothes are different. He's like, it's a residual self-image that is played into your mind. And he's like, he goes over and he touches the couch and he's like, this isn't real? And he's like, what is real? How do you define real? He's like, if you're talking about taste, touch, and smell, he's like, even seeing, well, obviously it's just electrical wires that are firing off in your brain. Right? That makes sense. What was I saying the last time in my video? They're neuron transmitters, right? That fire off in your brain. Touching, feeling, you hit a nerve, right? That's in the brain. Those are the neurons that make it real. That's what you're feeling this. It feels real, but it's not real. You know what I mean? What is really real, right? When you're dreaming, you can't tell the difference. Like when I've had dreams, I don't care who you are. Anybody had that dream if I had it. You have a dream where you're taking a fucking piss and you're peeing and peeing and peeing and peeing and peeing and it doesn't stop. Then you wake up and you fucking pissed yourself. Right? How does that happen? Like I said, it's an illusion. You know, they give you illusions. The evil things, they give you illusions to pertaining to what's real and what's not. But when you're like this and you're not asleep and you're awake and then you start to see stuff, you can tell. If you're good and tuned in within yourself, you can tell that it's fake or it's an illusion. Because I've been attacked like that before on the road. I'll peep that in another video, but I know how they work. They'll give you a fucking filter fake shit and they'll show you some shit that's not even real. And don't get me wrong, it's scary. But like I said, when I had to face something like that, when I knew it was going down, something clicked in my mind where I was like, nope. I seen it and I was like, and I fought it. My fucking spirit came out. And I'll explain that in another video. Y'all think I'm crazy? Fuck no, dude. I know so many fucking fools that I could probably line up if I could get them over here, they'd explain their fucking story. And you'll be like, what? You know what I mean? That's why I say I don't really care what certain people think, because it's like, I know I ain't fucking crazy, dude. If I was fucking crazy, I'd be in a fucking crazy house. You know what I mean? And there's people I know that are fucking crazy that can't even conversate. You know what I mean? Like, crazy's only a limit of crazy of what you think is crazy. You know what I mean? Like I said in the last one, right? So, in the last video, if you keep up with the videos. But anyways, so that's some of the information and knowledge and concepts that from that video to the Noah's days. And like I said, in the Noah's days, I still keep fucking forgetting to finish about the Noah's days, right? So basically, what's really gonna happen for the Noah's days, right? Or what happened back then. So back then, it was a small little story of an aspect in the Bible, right? Because I was like, okay, well, what happened in the Noah's days, right? Everybody grew evil on the earth. Like, it was just wicked as fuck. So there was nothing but stealing, killing, right? Murdering, and rape, right? Stealing, killing, and rape. And then just straight chaos, right? Imagine that shit happening, like, all over the world, right? People just, and fucking, maybe even eating each other. You guys ever watch The Purge? What do you think that was really even actually about? Other than what Hollywood was telling it, right? How they were telling it. Fool, that's the fucking Noah's days. How people are gonna fucking trip and just go berserk, like, oh, fuck it, right? They're gonna go crazy like that. And then think about it, right? It only makes sense to what's going on today, right? When the Kamala Harris started, it's the Revelation 18 that pertains to sexual perversion, right? Or sexual immorality. Look at Facebook now. I don't know if the girls see it, but on my feed, when I'm going up and down, it's nothing but girls like pushing out titties, pushing ass, you know, and they got fucking tattoos right here, tattoos right here, tattoos right here. They're always like, you know, or, and fuck you, and, you know, like, they're all devil shit, voodoo shit, witchcraft shit. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is all that? Like, and then they're you don't see no dudes on there like, oh, you know, and then showing their dick and, oh, you know, like, you don't see dudes doing that shit. It's all the women, right? And then they're paying for content. Like, oh, here, hit my website, this and that. For sex, dude, like, for pictures, come on, dude, you can hit that on porn. Why the fuck am I gonna pay for, you know what I mean? But that's the shit, though. The sexual perversion is restricting men hardcore from fucking sex, the reality, the dating, and all that. Watch, it's gonna happen. A lot of fucking fools are going through it, and when the crazy shit hits off, and the drugs get more rampant, and the drinking, and all that crazy shit, that's where the rape comes into. Boom. Everybody starts getting fucked, and, you know, people are like, fuck it, you know, and then there's murdering happening, and then there's stealing. What do you think the stealing's about? Because they're gonna shut everything down, right? They were, like I said, they already did that practice run with the COVID shit. They saw how people panic and how they ran to the store. Now, if they lock down everything, how are you gonna get to the food? Right? You don't know how they're gonna shut it down. right? And let's say that you don't have that source, and then money is not even a thing no more, right? Because they're gonna try to do the fucking 666 mark of the beast shit, go digital, right? I got that information from a fucking millionaire through somebody I know with that shit, right? So it's in transition. Like, all that shit's gonna happen. If it's prophesized and it's written there, it's bound to go down. It's gonna fucking go down whether you like it or not, right? But my whole concept to the thing about the story with the rum diary. Now, when that fool said, "Oh, we brought in Jesus like a bar of soap," okay, what does that really fucking mean, right? And then, is Jesus really coming back because it's man written, right? And the Bible, it's kind of like a puzzle, right? So this is what I think. I think personally, when Jesus came in the beginning, I know he came in the first place. He came for reals in the beginning. Why would he come back a second time? What, just to save us? Like, we've been waiting, right? What is the whole big old anticipation? I don't think it's that. I think, like I said, I could be wrong, but I think personally, we all have to, when the shit hits the fan, the good people, the righteous people, the people that are good at heart, that don't give up, even the warriors and stuff, the people that are going to help other individuals, if a third of the world's going to fall away and the 25% is going to be here, right? 4 quarters to a dollar, third of the world, that's 25%. So what is that? 2.5 million left? What is it, right? Or is there even going to be that many that go, right? A third of the world is going to fall away. Where are they going? To hell? Or, you know what I mean? Or are they going to get pushed into another dimension? I don't fucking know. I really don't know. I'm not God. But what I'm saying is that I think, personally, we all have to come together. We all got to help each other. That's the only thing that's going to win. The compassion and love. And it's been said through the Shaolin temples, through that shit, through Jesus' teaching. Think about it, right? When he said, "Nobody goes through the Father except through me." What does that fucking mean? What does that really mean? I believe he what he's talking about is that you're not going to be able to get to him at the end times except through my teachings. You got to learn my teachings, my way, and that's how you're going to get to the Father. Right? Think about it. Fasting, when you drink a lot of water and fast for days and days, you'll hear God. You'll be more like coherent in prayer. Like, that's what they used to do in worship. They used to pray at the tabernacle. They didn't eat nothing, right? What do you think the monks do up there in the temples when they're like fasting and praying for fucking 36 hours? You know, and they don't say nothing and they're getting their heads shaved. Come on, dude. You don't put it together. You know what I mean? You don't think that they fucking know about that shit? That's what I'm saying. I think it's basically everything's segregated, right? Like I said, United States of America or the American dream, right? What the fuck is your dream? What is their dream? What is their dream? Just keep everything separated, be fucking greedy as fuck, and keep you posted up. Like, oh, okay, you're a piece of shit. Go over here. You're just a little pawn to our game. We pocket everything, and we get to do all the nasty shit that we want to do. Drinking the adrenochrome blood and shit, doing the cartel, working with the cartel, pushing out the drugs, getting people fucking sick, you know, fucking, probably even fucking with little kids and shit. Look at the Tom Hanks thing, right? You know why they call him Woody from fucking Disney World or on Toy Story, right? Hey, Woody, right? Because they profess shit on the cartoons. They call him Woody because when a little kid would sit next to him, he would get a fucking hard on. That's some crazy shit, right? That's why it was said like that. I got so much information, man. It's fucking insane. Like, I started learning all this shit over and over and over, right? Buzz Lightyear, right? Buzz Lightyear, right? That fool, Woody Allen, or whatever his fucking name is. Buzz Lightyear. He was a fucking drunk. That's what they're fucking saying. And Disney is a whole crazy fucking... It's insane over there. They got underground shit. They got fucking, like, the 33 Masons, you know what I mean? Oh, man, I can go on and on with that whole fucking Illuminati shit, you know, fucking, what's his name, Drake? He's like, to the left, and whatever that fucking stupid song is. That fool's making a triangle. My sister fucking pointed that shit out. She's all drinking her drink, watching that shit. She's like, look what he's fucking doing. He's over there fucking sporting the fucking Illuminati shit, right? They're all in on it, dude. Why do you think all those stupid-ass fucking singers went up there on stage when they were doing the Trump rally and then the Biden rally or the Kamala Harris? Not like, why was Eminem up there? And then that other fucking bitch. Like, really, fool? Like, how stupid. It's because everybody praises them, you know? Like, oh, the rap. That fool does nothing but fucking bitch about his mom and talk about his daughter. They're all the fucking same music, right? and then he even says shit in the music, right? If you pay attention. America! We love you! Right? Think about it. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit ass shit. You just have to open your mind to be like, man, that nigga knows what he's talking about. There's so many homies of mine. There's so many people I know from the ghetto that know all about that shit. Some of you are not even awake to that. And if you are, it's because you're doing it or you're with it. Like, you're trying to get in that game. You're like, well, you know, how else are we supposed to survive? Well, I might as well. Yeah, if you can't beat them, join them, right? That's what you're all doing. That's not the way to go. Suffer, endure to the end, and get the fuck out of there. Because you don't want to go to hell, dude. That shit is designed for them. You don't want to go there. So do the right thing. You know what I mean? Do the right thing or time's fucking, it's up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to fucking go there. I ain't trying to fucking go there. That's why, but I'm genuinely a good person. I ain't trying to go there. If I'm always hearing something bad and all this shit in my head, that's the enemy trying to convince me that I'm a bad person. Why? Because you're going. I'm not going. I'm righteous. You can fucking go. I'm not. And I know that I'm keeping it 100% real. You know what I mean? Like, I'm me. I know I'm a good person. Just because I cuss and I do these things doesn't mean anything, right? Like, it's not like I try to intentionally hurt anybody. I don't try to go out and murder anybody. I don't try to do any of that shit. That's different. You know what I mean? For me, the sin is in all of us. We can't help that. It was tainted from the fallen one. With the whole Adam and Eve thing, God knew, okay, well, he fucked up on my creation. He touched my blueprints, you know? This nigga touched my blueprints, working on a construction job, try to fuck up the whole job, right? And now we got to reconstruct everything. So that's what's being worked out. We're getting things to where there's no more sin, no more harm, no more sadness, no more sickness, and that's forever, right? That's why I said immortality. I'm going to find that shit. I'm going to get with it. I'm probably already there. I don't even know it yet, you know? But anyways, that's all the info I wanted to throw out there. It's already 47 minutes. I'm surprised it even fucking went this fucking long. I can't even understand it. But you guys have a good night. I just wanted to spit some real truth at you. And show you some of my sexiness. Like that? Yeah. Nice and tight. Whoa. You know you got a tight body. From fucking Austin Powers, Goldmember. Yes, we are swingers, you see. Yes, you have a tight body. Yes. You're so tight like a tiger. And then Fat Bastard, he's coming out and he's like, these diapers squeezing my... He's like, my balls are rubbing together. He's like, cheese and a liquid. It's about to start a fire. That fool's fucking stupid, dude. Anyways, you guys have a good night. I was glad to kind of peep out some of that stuff. You guys can see some of my happiness. And watch some of my, look at that, some of my gains, son. Like I said, I'm getting ripped. I was still working out. I worked out like 3-4 fucking times a day. I'm just gonna keep doing it. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep doing it. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. And just, I'm just gonna keep it up, man, because it's really coming together. I like it. And then the more I keep doing it, I'm just gonna be like more cut. And then, like, I'm adding in the drinks. I'll be working soon. Be getting everything going. But like I said, keep your eyes and ears open for shit that's going to happen. Don't panic. Do not panic. That's 100%. Don't panic on anything that's going to happen. Just keep the faith. Keep strong. Keep your mental state strong. If things start happening, just be alert. Protect your family. Stay in one spot. If you have to move to a spot, move to a safe location. You know what I mean? And if anything, y'all want to be safe, come to me. Come to me, and we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, if you really want something to, because I'm a soldier, dude. I already got all my shit on lock. I have different types of weapons and stuff like that all ready to go. I got my shit on lock. So, anyways, you guys have a good night. I hope you guys enjoy the entertainment, because this is purely entertainment, right? It's not real. But, anyways, supposedly, right? So, you guys have a great night. Stay safe. God bless. And subscribe and like.